we are yet to go with the
I'll
defined
split
rules or
this into two
notifications.
parts. I'll address your second part of the query first. When do you become non-compliant? You have to look at it both from an external and internal aspect from within an organization. When you have an external data principal facing activity, then of course notice, consent, cookie policy, all of those things, and that everybody does it now, will continue to do it probably in a better fashion once the act comes into play, but you'll probably do it. But one of the problems that we've seen that companies are facing now internally is how do we manage internal employee data? Remember when the Act gives you an exemption, it is only for an employee who is already enrolled as an employee within the organization. It doesn't apply to a prospective employee who may want to come. And for prospective employees, most companies do background verification. Background verification as a tool is good, but you should tell the prospective employee that, hey, I'm going to be doing this background verification. Please give me consent to do this background verification so that I can get that done. Now, if you have that, that is one. The other aspect that most companies have come back as questions is, you all have this, HR does this annual day functions and all of that, right? When you do these annual day functions, you obviously want to post all of these photos on social media, on LinkedIn and all of that. You probably don't take consent for all of these things from your employee, because you take employee consent for the name, date of birth, probably parents, contact emergency information, blood groups and so on and so forth, right? But you probably don't take consent for all of these things. So I think internal management of data is vital. You need to figure out how you want to do the data management process, what is data mapping, who accesses what data, what goes where, etc. That's one. If you're able to do this external and internal compliance the way it is, DP board or any authority will start looking at you as generally a compliant oriented management company. But there is a certain problem that has happened now, and that becomes a bona fide factor for you to go to a court and say, hey, you know what, I do all of these processes generally in place. I have a breach mechanism, I have a breach reporting mechanism where I automatically go and tell the data principal that all of this data has been lost, this is the breach, at this point of time has happened, we're trying to actively solve this problem. Immediately report it to the data protection board. Devashish was pointing out there is no threshold currently, but I think they want to bring in the 72-hour rule as part of the rule as well, so that they want to say that within 72 hours you are supposed to report it. And as a backdrop to as and when the activity comes in, perhaps it will be better if all the companies can start doing a pen test where you simulate the entire breach activity exercise, where you figure out where are my loopholes, where are my problems, and then you'll be adequately prepared for when the act comes into place. Remember, the board will always look at an entity or a data fiduciary as the bad hero, as the villain in this entire character of DPDP Act. The principle is always going to be correct. The fiduciary is always going to be wrong. That notion will have to change only by you doing bona fide activities.
Great insight, Prashant. I think what Prashant indicated as